Today we're going to make a pop art word. Okay, so in part inspired by Roy Lichtenstein, which is one of the artists on the PowerPoint, who uses a lot of text and kind of comic book style in his work. So today we're going to take a word. So you could either take a word that you might find in a comic book that describes an action, so like something like boom or bang or wow or something like that, or you could pick your name. So I'm going to do the word bang. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is very lightly draw some bubble writing. So some of you might feel comfortable drawing bubble writing, and some of you might think, oh God, I haven't got a clue how to do that. Now, I have showed you how to do this before, and the easiest way to do it is very lightly draw where you want your letters to be. I hope you can see this on the film that shows up okay. So you're going to choose your word like that, okay? And then you're going to write it as you would normally, and then you're going to go around and make that letter fat. Oh, that needs to go a bit further with that. Add the little space in the middle. So you're going to use your normal handwriting as a guide for doing your bubble writing, okay? And I guarantee that you will get great bubble writing if you use this technique, okay? So once you've done that, and if you have used my technique, then what you're going to need to do is just get a rubber and rub out all the middle lines. Now I'm doing this very quickly, so you guys can take a little bit more time making sure that everything looks really neat and it's rubbed out nicely and your letters are all good shape. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a dot below, sort of in the middle but of the word, so sort of roughly in the middle. You don't need to measure anything, but just roughly in the middle of the word, a little bit further down the page. Okay, and that might be useful to bear in mind so that when you're doing your word, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to make that slightly nearer the top, so I've got a little bit of space underneath. Okay, and from there, what you're then going to do is draw lines. So where your letters finish, you're going to draw lines down to the dot. Now, I can't find my ruler. I'm thinking one of my small people has run off with it. So from here, I'm just going to use the edge of a box of pencils. And so I'm actually going to end up rubbing out this part of the A because the B is going to be in front of it, okay? But I'm also going to do the inside of the letters, but when I get to there, so when I get to the other side of the inside, I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the inside here. So I'm going to line up that point on the B and just go to there. I'm going to do the same here. Okay, so now, maybe just a little bit higher. So now my B is looking a bit three-dimensional. And then I can go around and do that with all the other letters. So I'm just going to line them up, line up the points of each letter here, again in the corner up here. I'm going to go line that up with the point so that you've got the line so it looks like you can see the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to start on the end. So I'm going to start with this corner here and go to the point, the corner in here, and go to the point, the end, oh, I'll line that up properly, the end of the N here and here, and it should start to make, I'll make that a bit straight so that looks a bit rubbish there. This is where I say press really lightly so you can rub it out, and actually then I haven't pressed lightly and you can still see it. So here I'm going to just that kind of follows that actually. That's fine, we'll do that one. And then here, I'm going to do the same with the G. So I'm going to start up here. When I hit the other line, I'm going to stop. Same with that line. When I hit the other line, I'm going to stop. Okay, but actually that line then will go all the way to the point. I'll say, well, that one. And then we've got to do the corner here. And then there's here. So you will end up with quite a lot of lines that are quite close together at the bottom. But that's okay, because what we're going to do then is, there we go. So now you've got your letter. It all disappears to this point. I'm going to sort this line out here where I first drew it freehand because that doesn't look right. Okay, so like me, if you haven't got a ruler in the house, just find something, see, look, you see how wonky that was. Just find something straight, the edge of a book, the edge of a placemat, I don't know, something, you know, plastic box, anything that you've got in the house that's got a nice straight edge, okay? Now, once you've got to this point, this is where the fun bit starts. So you're going to want to start to add some embellishment. Now, I might decide that actually I'm going to add a circle. I'm going to draw a star. Okay, but I have to draw my stars like that. I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to draw. I'll move that over. So I've got a circle over here, I've got a star over here, but I'm just going to rub out the middle bits. Okay, and then, and you can add other shapes if you wanted to. I'm going to do exactly the same with this. So the star, when you get to the line, it's going to stop. Here, and then we'll go through there. And it will just make it look a bit three-dimensional, make it look a little bit more interesting, and you'll end up, now obviously you could be really adventurous with this, depending on how brave you're feeling about, actually I need to do that one there, don't I? How brave you're feeling about adding this to your work. You can add loads of different shapes, you can add loads of different patterns. Obviously the braver you are, the better your work's, the more interesting your work's going to be. Okay, now from this point then you might want to add, we're going to add some colour. So it might be that you've got, I mean, I've got some highlighters, I've stolen my children's pot of pens, and I've got some pencil crayons. So from here then you can start to add some colour. You might start to add some pattern. Now that's a bit annoying because that's got a bit stripy looking, hasn't it? Okay, note to self, orange pastel highlighters leave lines that I don't really like. You could paint this if you've got paints or you feel so inclined, but enjoy spending the time thinking about the patterns, thinking about the colours. You could do your own name if you wanted to. You don't have to do a sort of pop-arty kind of word. I'm then going to add, because I don't like those lines, I'm going to try and add some pattern over the top, although that doesn't, maybe if I colour it in at all. So there we go, that's a bit better. Just the line on its own didn't show up very well. So I'm going to colour this in. You might then decide that actually each line is going to be, so these inside bits, are going to be purpley. But you can then start to really add some colour, some pattern. I just realised I needed to have carried these lines all the way to the dot. So you can see here. Okay, but then you see you can then start to really think about what colours you want to add, if you're going to add any patterns, and it should end up looking pretty cool by the time you have finished. Don't forget, if you've got pencil crayons, you can press hard, you can press light, you can do all sorts of different things to make your letters look 3D and make them look a little bit pop arty, because it's all about animating those letters. Okay, I might this time do the pattern and then colour around that. That would be a sensible thing to do. So you can see that you could add all sorts of different patterns, different textures, make it bright, make it bold. That's what pop art's all about. And actually just enjoy not looking at a screen for part of the day and sitting and doing some drawing and getting immersed in that. Okay, right. I cannot wait to see what you guys send me. Send me your work on Satchel as normal, and I will always send you a reply, even if it's just to say how amazing it is or thank you for sending me your work. People who send me good work will always get given points, sorry. So please send me your work, because I love to see it. Right, enjoy making your pop art word. Take care, bye.